Hello everyone, Satsangat astrologer, and I am back. You would like to know what will happen by the end of the year, right? Well, I probably can give you some hints. Of course, I don't have the crystal ball, but I have some astrological hints that I can share with you. And this is interesting. Today, I will talk about the Gemini Lunar Eclipse. It's a penumbral eclipse, so it's not too strong, but it's an eclipse still. So I think that I am going to go very, I will address the details, but not very deeply, because I will go back in November. I will go back and analyze it more in depth with the context, right? Right now, we don't have the whole context. We have Mars, it's gone direct, and it's up to almost the point where it will station and probably will be there for a while before turns retrograde. It will turn retrograde September 9, and then what happens is that all the planets in Capricorn that Mars was squaring when it was direct, now as he goes back, those planets will be direct and Mars will be retrograde. So it will be the reverse. And if you'd like to know more about the 6 months of Mars in Eris, please watch my video. It's in my channel. I can put the link in the description below this video, but that will be, I go on detail on that. If you like to read, I have a blog post in my blog that you can also read about Mars. The catalyst of changes in the second half of 2020. And it is specifically from September through November that is going to be really, really hot. Okay, well, the summer has been hot enough in the United States. I wonder who forgot to turn off the oven, but seems like it's not turned off yet. Anyways, let's get started with, I'm gonna share my screen and show you what I prepared. I suppose it's gonna be a short video. So let's get started with the presentation. The Gemini Lunar Eclipse will happen November 30th, and it's at 3:29 Central Standard Time. By then, we'll be out of daylight savings time. So it's gonna be very early in the morning of the 30th. And I think the theme for that eclipse is, are you confused yet? Because it's going to be very confusing. There is a very interesting configuration that will show us how confused we are. So here are my contact points where you can, if you like to have a reading with me, you can contact me by email, and you can follow me daily in MeWe, Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram. And I also write a blog. This is the blog here. And many people find it informational. So you may like to visit the So, are you confused yet? Right? And I will stop sharing this, and I will go to the chart. We go to the chart. I think it's this one. Yes. Very well. Here we have the chart for the penumbral lunar eclipse on November 30th at 3:29 Central Time if you live in Texas. Otherwise, you calculate your time according to the location where you are. The thing here is, let me see. Okay. So we have the moon in Gemini here, opposite the sun in Sagittarius, right, at 8:38 degrees. So the ruler of Gemini is in Scorpio and is direct now. It finished a few days ago in November. It finished in fact, it finished the retrograde right after election day on November 3rd or 4th. It was stationary then. So we have Mercury, ruler of Gemini, direct in Scorpio. So the moon in Gemini, we're looking for information, right? For data. And here we have the sun illuminating Sagittarius, our beliefs, the vision of the world that we have. The sun in Sagittarius is showing us the future, where we're going, and also our beliefs. They could be any kind of beliefs. It could be spiritual, religious, political, ideological, any kind of beliefs. Whereas the moon is highlighting or reflecting those beliefs in the data, in the information that we have in society, right? Gemini is the sign of civilization, society, people living in cities together. So we have this contrast or opposition between the beliefs and the data, and how the beliefs project upon the data, and maybe the beliefs fabricate or put their, we're putting our beliefs into the information, right? So this is an opposition that is, in these days in November, it will be crucial for us. That's why I am saying that it is going to be an eclipse of confusion. And why I say that, we have also Neptune squaring the nodal axis almost exactly, is 1 degree orb, and Neptune is direct. So Neptune here is more prone, in Pisces, is more prone to imagination, to fantasy, to creativity of illusionary perspectives, right? It could be very inspirational, but most of the time, Neptune in Pisces has this twist of deception and delusion. So in square with the nodal axis is the karmic direction where we are going and where we come from, right? South node is the point where we come from. We are coming from these beliefs, systems, and we need to go to the data, where the information, the accurate information is located. And we are generally, as a collective, we are looking for information we can trust, the truth, right? And even though Neptune could be associated with the truth and finding the spiritual understanding, deep understanding of what the truth is, because Pisces is the sign that encompasses everything. And the problem with human beings is that we don't have access to all the knowledge in the whole universe. We have just a portion of the knowledge that we can handle. But everything that is not visible to us is really a puzzle. It's a mystery, because we are not able to understand the infinity of the reality, right? Most of it is hidden from us. So that is the problem with Pisces and Neptune, that it could be deceiving in that way, that we don't understand that there are laws and there is a reality that we don't see, we don't understand. And in square, with the nodal axis means that sometimes we go back to believing, right? Believing in a teacher, a guru, a political personality, a leader, someone who can tell us what is the truth, right? And believing in that person, or believing in certain ideologies or philosophies or even religions, right? And then we jump and we go to, no, but this data is refuting the things that we believe. So there will be this opposition between what the data is showing and what our beliefs are. And this is very important in this month of November, because we will be completely confused between what we believe and what the information and the facts are showing. And it is, it will be, we will need to make a very hard effort in order to understand what is really going on. So the moon also squares Ceres in Pisces. And Ceres in Pisces is the nutritional principle. Ceres is the goddess of the earth, the goddess of cereal, right? And the goddess that is an asteroid, and she represents the spiritual nutrition. And there is this sense of letting go of maybe missing something that is lost. Ceres is also Demeter in the Greek mythology. She was the mother of Persephone, and that was kidnapped by Hades and taken to the underworld, right? Where Demeter mourned her absence for a long time. And so there is this sense of loss of something that is the past, right? Because Pisces is also the symbol of the past, and a cycle, the ending of a cycle, right? Pisces is the last zodiac sign of the wheel. So The whole process has been made, and even though Pisces encompasses all other signs, all other houses in the zodiac, it is the end of the cycle. So we are probably, as the meter series, we are probably mourning a loss or some sort. So it depends on what Pisces represents in your personal chart. But this chart is drawn with an Eris rising, which is the natural zodiac, so it applies to everyone in the world. It also, the moon also squares by 5 degrees. It's a separating square Vesta. And as I explained in previous videos, Vesta in Virgo, she is invested, right? She is devoted and working, consecrating herself to health and healthcare, and in servicing people, and in service, and it's the sacrificial service, because Vesta was the goddess, is an asteroid as well, but it represents this consecration of our autonomy in order to serve a higher cause. She was in charge of keeping the hearth. So the moon also sextile Chiron in Aries. So there is the opportunity or the possibility, if we know how to use these energies, there is a possibility to get the information necessary to heal our deepest wound, which is in Aries is the wound of the identity, of the vulnerability of human nature in this case. So it also, the moon also trine MakeMake, and I'm gonna click on this one, so, and pull it up so you can read what Henry Seltzer wrote about this. He's the author of the Time Passages software, where I draw the chart, and this is the description of MakeMake. It was an outer planet, right? Dwarf planet, discovered by Mike Brown. And the period is 310 years around the sun. So it is a long orbit. So this is the description that you can, I'm going to put it here so you can read it. But in a nutshell, MakeMake represents the introspection, the initiatory process of someone who is looking for him or herself inside. So it implies a retreat, and it implies finding the essence, right? Is the birdman would meditate in a hut for a year and bring the visions he encountered back to his culture. So we are with the moon trine MakeMake, we are with this information here, we are to take that information and use it for our initiation, right? We need to go back within ourselves and find our own truth, and then bring it back to society once it's once the process is over. Okay, so, but the most important, I think, background noise in this chart is Neptune squaring the nodes. But that's not the only one. We have another square, almost exact, from Eris to Pluto to Eris. In fact, it is the waning square between Pluto and Eris. And this is a very powerful rebellion against the powers that be. Eris was the goddess of the discord in mythology, and she would be very masculine and warrior-like. In fact, in mythology, she was the sister of Eris, the god of war. So they have been together in another previous square to Pluto. So the times are very, very hot. There is this need for autonomy to be counted, right? Eris was not accepted in the banquet of the gods. So she would go and throw the apple of the discord on the banquet, and she, with that gesture, she reclaimed her right to belong, right? Her right to be, and her right to partake of the banquets. So many sectors in society are now reclaiming the right to partake in the banquet, to partake in the resources of the world. Pluto, right? Pluto is the lord of the resources in the world. And finally, we have Saturn in the first quarter square to Haumea. And again, I described Haumea in a previous video, and also in blog post. So I will put the link in the description below. But this is the control and the limitations of prosperity, and the possibility to have a fair distribution of the bounties of the earth, the resources, the natural resources of the world, and also the generative and regenerative powers of the earth that are hindered by the powers, by the exploitation, the industrial, right, Capricorn exploitation of the resources. So this is very powerful square between Saturn and Haumea. As I said, I encourage you to read more about it in my blog, or watch my previous videos about it. It is very interesting. So I wanted to be a short video, just for you to get an idea of what will happen by the end of the year. I will make another video about the solar eclipse in December, which will be a total solar eclipse, and that will be very, very powerful, much more powerful than this one. So this is what I have for you. I hope I give you an idea. And thank you for watching. If you like to contact me, you have my information in let me show you. Oh, I have something else that I will, this is my contact information, but let me read you also, since we are here. These are the Sabian symbols for Gemini, and I also have for Sagittarius, a quiver filled with arrows. And the keynote, and these are from Dane Rudier's mandala. Man's aggressive relationship to natural life as a basis for survival and conquest. The bow and arrows represent symbolically man's ability to extend the scope of his conquest of nature and to kill enemies in order to build a larger base for the collective development of a culture and an organized society. Implied in the symbol of the arrow is the piercing of a target to go through and beyond. Every generation must involve itself in teaching the next, even the simplest skills needed for social oh yeah, I skipped. Sorry. Implied in the symbol of the arrow is the piercing of a target to go through and beyond the obstacles on its path. And this usually implies the destruction of the obstacle. So a quiver filled with arrows, and it may be a conquest of outer nature or that of instinctual drives and of the limiting power of the ego. It is always conquest. So as you see, these are the Sabian symbol is repeating what I just explained with the resources of the earth. And so let's check the Sabian symbol now for Sagittarius, 9 degrees. A mother leads her small child step by step up a steep stairway. And the keynote, he says, the need in any social situation to assist the less evolved in their management of the problems which society requires its member to solve. So social and cultural living is not natural. The child must first be taught by example, then helped along as he imitates as well as he can the grown-up's behavior. Every generation must involve itself in teaching the next, even the simplest skills needed for social existence. A product of civilization, what is implied here is social concern for the less evolved in society. So those are the symbols of the sun and Sagittarius and the moon in Gemini. And sorry for the glitches. So here are the references that I used. And I hope this enlightens a little bit and gives you hope and better discernment for what is coming by the end of the year. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.